Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited about this video because I'm going to give you the secret, the magical way for you to never get hung up on again. And it's not a script, it's something even better. And it's called mirroring and matching. Sometimes in other videos, I might have referred to it as mimicking and matching. And this is based on people's behavior, behavioral research, psychology, how the unconscious, subconscious mind works. I mean, this is stuff that actually works, and you can prove it that it works. So mirroring and matching means that when somebody answers the phone, you're speaking with a complete stranger. They answer the phone. As an example, they say, hello. There's a certain energy to the way that they said that, or I said that. So there's a certain energy. There's the volume of their voice, the rate of speech. So your goal on every call is to match that. Match the energy, the rate of speech, and the volume of their voice. This is proven science, psychology, research. This is how human beings work. The better you're able to match the things that I said to their hello, the more likely they are to trust you, feel good, and obviously not hang up on you. When you think about it, a stranger, and we get calls, I do. my cell number is not on the do not call list. I actually enjoy getting calls from telemarketers because I guess I like to get a feel for how they interact, and most of them, and I'm sure you would agree, they're horrible. They're completely, what I'm saying to you right here, very, very few. I've gotten a couple of calls over the years where they do this really well. And even I, knowing what it is they're doing, it gives me an immediate sense of comfort. I'll stay on the phone with them for a minute or so. As with everybody else, I immediately hang up. I'm busy, don't have time, don't call me again, click. This is the reason why. It is proven by research, behavioral psychology and research, and a lot of studies on this, that we feel comfortable with people that are like us. And when we feel comfortable, there's a sense of trust. This happens unconsciously. Here's how you know this. When you're hanging out with your friends, or when you get a phone call from a friend or a family member, somebody you love and you know really well, you mirror and match the way they speak naturally. It's not something you have to think about, focus on. It's just the way you do things, including now mirroring their gestures, body language, facial expressions. That is one of the most powerful things you can do to build rapport. When you're in person with someone, meaning on a listing appointment, over the phone, you don't have that advantage because communication, actually only 7% of communication comes from what you say, the words you say. So really, getting to know, memorize, internalize, I call it own the words, the script you are using. That's critical because then you get the words out of the way. You can focus on actually what matching and mirroring and matching that rate of speech, the emotion, which is critical, and the volume. When you're in person, you are able to mirror and match their body language and tonality in a different way, which is 93% of communication. That's another story. Now, I am going to say this just so that you're clear, because this is important. If you decide to actually mirror and match in person, body language, posture, facial expressions, make sure that there's a little bit of a delay in what you're doing, because if you're, and this is not about the in-person, but if you're in a listing appointment and the sellers like me, right, they use their hands when they speak, and they're talking to you going like this, and you're there listening going like this without talking, that's gonna be really weird. Please don't do that. There's gotta be a delay. You're gonna mirror their body language and facial expressions. Sometimes you could do while they're speaking, and this happens. It's so amazing because, okay, let me finish one thing and then I'll talk about the facial expressions. So when you're doing the body language, you move your hands when it's your turn to speak, not while they're speaking and you're silent and you're going like this. Okay, facial expressions, that you can do simultaneously. And here's what I want you to think about and remember. We do this naturally with the people that we are already comfortable with. So you, as you're practicing this, don't be weird. For example, when I nod my head and smile, the person watching, listening in person, they tend to do the same. They're not speaking. When I nod my head, they tend to go. If I go, they tend to move their head too, naturally, unconsciously. This is an incredible, powerful way to tune in to the other person. It requires you to be completely unselfish in this communication. Let's get back to over the phone, because my promise to you in the beginning of this video is the secret, the magic, and the science and psychology behind never getting hung up on again. When they answer the phone, for you to be able to match their rate of speech, volume, and energy, you have to be 100% focused and listening intently. If you're reading a script or you're in your head thinking about what to say, you're not going to be able to do this. So the first order of business for you is own the script. Especially, well, I shouldn't say especially, I'm going to say priority number one, obviously, is that first line on the script, because when they answer the phone, you literally have a split second to match that hello. Don't worry about personality style. I get this question asked so many times. What if they're an analytical, a driver? How do I? Forget all of that. Just do what I'm telling you. I promise you, this is magical. Completely magical. And you can do it with anybody, anywhere. In fact, that's a great way for you to practice. Practice with everyone, everywhere, all the time, including obviously all the people that you speak with. You're gonna do it better when you're not thinking of what to say, but start practicing immediately. Immediately. And remember, the entire goal of every prospecting cold call you make is to set an appointment, for you to set an appointment. You got to keep them on the phone. If they hang up on you, you could certainly call them back, but you're not going to get an appointment. So your number one goal, your number one priority here is to keep them on the phone long enough for you to be able to set a listing appointment. Hey, put your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I can't wait to hear the success you're going to have with this. It's amazing. It's one of the most powerful skills and tools you're going to have in your toolbox to set more listing appointments. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video.